like, since you're a successful CEO, company, you've been around for a long time. How'd you learn the art of like networking? What's most important about getting your name out there and connecting with clients and customers?
Great question. I guess I've learned the most important part is to never burn any bridges. When you're meeting people and you're starting to get to know who they are, what they're involved with, and you start to explain who you are, it may not necessarily happen at that moment.
Okay.
But it's important to remember who that person is, reach out to them as much as possible. But my life and my experiences has taught me at some point there was a reason for you to meet them.
Okay.
And it's not always instant. It could be the next day, it could be 10 years from then. But there is a moment that you two connected. So it's important to keep that communication open and to find out why you met and even have that moment where you say, out loud to each other, this is why we met.
Sort of like keep it in your back pocket.
Keep it in your back pocket, but not in a way where you're going to, not where you're using people. At least that's my angle on it. Just in a way like I do a lot of my life thinking fate's involved, and there's a purpose for everybody. It may not be that person, but maybe it's somebody that they know. And if you become friendly with them...
I just want to say, this top plate's very hot, so just be careful.
Thank you. If you build a relationship with these people that you meet, they want to help you when they realize that you're genuine and they realize you're not just trying to take advantage of them. And it's a rarity, especially in the business world, it's a rarity. So my success as far as network is building a relationship first and seeing what that blossoms into as far as the business opportunities that may come up.
All right. What tips can you offer on becoming a better networker?
One more time?
What tips can you offer on becoming a better networker?
A better networker. Push yourself.
Okay.
I failed at this a lot. I don't take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. Because once you start to do that, it could take over your world. If you're single, you're not married, no kids, you can go out and probably be the best networker in the world because you have that free time. A lot of these things are after hours or on weekends. You have to travel, which is great for business, but it also limits your personal life. So it all depends on what you have going on in your life. For my personal situation, to be a better networker, I would need better time management, to put aside time for going out and trying to meet new people and seeing what may happen. So, but again, if I was single, I would just be out there meeting people and seeing what doors I can open and what type of opportunities I can not take advantage of, but opportunities that I can bring into my world and see what they flourish into.
Do you also feel because you're a successful business owner that you don't need to be pushing the ball 100% on networking?
No, I don't, because whether it's networking or just working in general, the minute I start to slack, somebody else hungrier than me is going to be at my ankles, whether it's a competitor, vendor, whatever the case may be. There's going to be somebody that's not comfortable that's coming up behind me, and I commend that. I want that. I want people to always be better, but not at my expense in being worse. And if somebody earns something and steals it away from me, I respect them for that. That means I did something wrong. And I never get mad at somebody that may have taken a client from me or a line or a customer. I just look at what did we do wrong, because obviously that customer or whatever that situation wasn't happy. So I love it. I love competition. I think it fuels people to be better. And I think that's where I'm at with that question.
Okay. Did you ever experience a really good or really bad experience at a networking function? Do you go to networking functions?
Oh yeah. They're really all bad as far as I'm concerned, because there's really nobody in that room that has my my thought process. The way I think in general is very rare. It's very old-fashioned. People in the networking room want to hand out business cards and see what they can do then and now, and kind of milk the cow for all it has. That's not me, and I don't feel comfortable in those situations, which is why the previous question is I fail on networking events, because it's not my arena. I'd rather like for example, us talking earlier, like you went on an interview for a PR firm, and my mind is thinking how what I have can help them and what they have can help me. And we're not at a networking event,
Yes.
but there's still worlds outside of just people communicating. And how can those two separate worlds come together? To me, that's networking. I don't have to be in a networking environment or a networking trade show where it's like vultures flying around seeing what they can pick and get, because that's how they make money too. A lot of these people aren't CEOs; they work for companies and they're independent agents for companies. Like for example, life insurance, homeowners insurance. There's a certain person that's always at these events, and they need that to generate income and take care of their bills, and I respect that. But as far as the level that I'm at, it's not always the best environment for me to really make the right connections. It's just not where I'm at in my professional career. But there was a reason. If I did it earlier on, I probably would have been more successful with it. But where I'm at now, it's not the right energy should be focused there.
You would rather sit one-on-one with a client or someone you're trying to connect with over dinner or drinks or something, instead of being in a room with a million people trying to find the same thing.
And it's hard to talk with everybody. There could be 10 people there that you should talk to, but there's 1,000 people at this event. What are the odds that you actually connect? And another thing that I'm working on is speaking more vocal about what I'm involved with, even in a normal situation, because you never know what the people at that conversation could add to it. Usually keep to myself, just work, and I don't use the word brag, but I don't really talk about what I do. But I've learned that if I do vocalize it a little bit more and open up a little bit more, whatever room I'm in, party I'm at, a cool conversation will spark up where they have something that could help, or I have something that could help them, and it's remarkable to look back and say to each other, wow, good thing that we talked about what we were involved with, because now look what we did. And if you had 2 or more people that are really genuine and care about their jobs, their businesses, their customers, you can do some really remarkable things and feel good about it. And it's not just about money, it's about that moment, connection, creating something, having a conversation, and taking it every step of the way to whatever the outcome may be.
So say you're not really big on networking events, how many would you say you attend per year?
Goose egg, 0.
Goose eggs.
Now, probably would do 4 a year, 5 years ago. And they were industry specific, a lot of them. So I kind of knew everybody at these events anyway at one point. And I'd usually just be hanging out with the bartender by the end of the night. So it was not beneficial for me. There's other places where you can take those networking skills and utilize them better, depending on where you're at in your professional career.
Okay. So you're saying when you network, you said you at these events it's like 10 people, which you can't really connect with all of them. You're happy if you find one genuine connection that's on your thought process, thinking the same as you. So would you say, as a person, as a business owner, do you like working singular, or you like working with a group?
That's a great question.
Did you guys any salt, pepper, anything else for the food?
No,
We're
thank
good.
you.
All right, great. Enjoy.
Thank you. I love being a leader, but I don't love being like a lion in that moment. I love leading the opportunity, but then we come together as a team.
Okay.
Hit me with the question again. Because the salt, pepper, ketchup thing threw me off.
Do you prefer, taking on projects singularly or within a group?
I love to see what people are capable of doing.
Okay.
So in that capacity, I enjoy the group atmosphere. Everything I do, everything I'm involved with, I'm usually majority owner of or 100% owner of, but I don't look at it that way. I call everything, this is our project, this is our team. The better that we do, the better everybody else does. And in my situation, I'm last to eat. But nobody knows that. So I like everybody else.